On my Twitter, I posted that I was making a video. What do you want me to talk about? I had a request for a number of projects that I no longer recommend investing in, that people wanted my opinion on, so I gathered them all up and I'm going to put them all in this video. Okay, so we're going to talk about HEX. I got so many HEX agains want to hear my opinion on HEX because I had Richard on my show a couple times a while ago. I'm going to talk about my favorite Cardano. Always fun. I'm going to talk about Stellar. We're going to talk about Kyber. We'll talk about some other decentralized exchanges, including Uni, which I do recommend. What is this here? This is going to be stablecoins. Someone asked specifically about Tether. And we're going to talk about Helium. All right, so let's get it on here. Now, let me just say that, and this is the case with HEX and some of these, just because I don't recommend something doesn't mean I'm saying it's going to be bad. I don't invest in everything. There are plenty of great investments and businesses in the world that I'm not involved with. Sometimes it's because I don't see it. Sometimes it's because I'm wrong. And sometimes it's because it's just not in my field of view and understanding. Gaming is one thing. NFTs is another thing that it's just not my thing. Like, I love DeFi. I love the decentralized exchanges. It's like I get it. I enjoy it. So that's something I dig into and follow and I'll recommend. But I think gaming can be a huge thing, but I don't play games much. I'm sorry. So I'm not an expert, so I don't get into it. Anyways, HEX is one that I've never recommended anyone buy it. But boy, if you didn't listen to me and you did, look at this thing. I mean, it's just gone straight up. It's outperformed ETH. It's done amazing. So congratulations to all you HEX holders. And that's the way it's gone. Now, here's my thing about it. First of all, I like Richard I've never actually met him in person. I was on his show. I find him entertaining, intelligent, interesting, and obviously he's done well and I wish him well. But his investment, the reason I don't get into it is I don't consider it DeFi, right? For me, DeFi, for it to be DeFi, it would have to be integrated. Like, you don't see HEX as collateral, one of the things you can deposit on ADA or in Compound, or you don't see it as collateral integrated with all of these things that are intertwined within DeFi. That's what I'm into. That's what I understand. To me, those are things where I can see that it's going to last. HEX, why is it done so well? I don't know, right? So, again, so that doesn't mean, obviously, my not knowing didn't mean it was bad. But I didn't know, and I can't invest in things I don't know, right? And now they have the Pulse chain, right? So this is something that, again, Richard's a smart guy. This is a scaling solution for HEX. It's probably going to work. It's probably good for HEX and all of that. But for me to like it, is he creating a decentralized exchange, decentralized chain that lots of other projects are going to come on and use? If so, then that could be something I would look at. But I don't think it is, and maybe I'm wrong. Also, with these things that I'm talking about, these projects I'm going to go through, including HEX here, because I don't follow them, because it's not in my wheelhouse of expertise, I might make a mistake. I may be wrong. Okay, great. So if you know more than me, put it in the comments. You can start with, oh, you're an idiot. I can't believe you don't know this. Great. Then you put in the you put in the comment what the facts are, a source. I'd love a link to where you get this information or a chart that shows numbers so that we could all learn. We're just trying to get to the bottom here. This isn't about tribalism and all that crap. Okay? So anyways, and I noticed on the Pulse chain here, why is this? Okay, I don't know why that's highlighted. This part here is more. This is the type of thing. So to me, HEX is sort of an investment game, and I don't mean that to insult, the project, right? But it's like this. Like I said, it's not integrated within DeFi with lots of things moving in. It's sort of its own siloed investment I think of it as a game because you figure out it's how long you lock it up or how much you earn, and then if you pull it out and you look at, there's all these things to look at and figure out. And the winning game has been to just buy as much as possible, lock it up for as long as possible, right? That's been the winning game move. And that probably works until it doesn't. And maybe it goes on forever, God bless them. But anyways, I always find HEX to be very confusing. And when I did a video on it, way back when I talked to Richard, I was on his show and I was like, wait, I don't get, what do you do? And he's like, it's so simple. And I'm like, I don't get it. And all of his followers were like, you're such an idiot. How can you not understand it? For some reason, I find these things confusing. And I see that, just look at this. This is the type of thing that makes my head spin. The PLS supply increases with the amount sacrificed. The sacrifice can mint 1 free PLS per sacrifice point. Ethereum holders only get 1 free PLS per ETH, and its value is deducted from their address after 30 days. A Genesis address gets 1% of the PLS supply at launch. I don't know, running all those numbers, and it goes on and on. If the total supply is in 10,000x higher than ETHs, then everyone will get upscaled. I mean, listen, again, if you've been in this thing, you've done great. This isn't for me. And so that's that. That's my opinion on HEX. Let me write down timestamp numbers here. I need paper. Oh. Sorry. And sorry for the bad lighting. New house. I don't have my real shades yet. They will be blackouts, so we don't have this issue. Maybe I'll even have art in the background to make me look cooler. Okay. So next we're going to talk about, Cardano. And my favorite. Okay, so Cardano is one that I've always loved to hate, right? Oh shoot, this isn't the right link. So here's the thing about Cardano. Why I don't like it is I find Mr. Hoskinson to be a perfectionist who brags about moving slowly. And I just don't think that works. As Bezos says, don't let perfection get in the way of success. As an entrepreneur myself, it was always, get things out there, launch, iterate. Don't do a ton of research to have something perfect before you launch. I don't believe in that method. So that's Cardano's thing. So I just never believed in it. And back in 2017, my prediction was they'll never launch anything, right? And I was saying that for years. They finally became decentralized, I believe. Again, I don't research it that closely. And maybe it's not actually decentralized, but I think it is, from what I've heard. But it took 4 years. And then smart contracts. Now, supposedly smart contracts are coming. Shoot, I lost. Let me see if it's still in memory here. I had the link. Oh, here it is. So the other reason I don't, not only are they slow to launch, and they brag about being slow and perfectionist, but Charles Hoskinson is always saying, it's launching in 3 months, and everybody believes it, and then it doesn't. And then he says it's launching in 3 months, and everyone believes it. That annoys the F out of me. And we had that with decentralization. And now it's smart contracts. So I looked up, and I found a bunch of these. See, now the problem is this was a while ago, and now it's reset. There's a lot of quotes, from 2017, smart contracts are launching soon, and then they don't launch. I remember I scrolled down. There were a few really good ones. I don't know if I can find them now. I lost it. Here. Well, okay, now this is in May. This is recent. These are all not in order. I remember. So there's good ones from literally him saying soon on smart contracts in 2017 and 2018. And he also, this is 2015. No, I don't have any. I lost my quotes. There's great ones out there. If you find one, and I had them ready. The problem is I did this 2 days ago, and then my page reset. And now I don't have them available here. Anyways, so that's my thing with Cardano. Now, again, this is another one. They've done great. There's a lot of people who love Charles Hoskinson, and they think he's a genius. It's probably this whole perfectionist thing, and people who are maybe perfectionists think, yes, finally someone is a perfectionist like me, and they're going to do well, and that's why they root for him. I don't even know why they root for him. I I can't even, like, honestly, I look at the guy. He just looks like a fat professor. Oh, and I'm not a big fan of academics either. So, this is not for me. But it's gone up, and recently it's even been doing better than Ethereum. So, hey, listen, I don't like it. I wouldn't invest in it. And like I said, smart contracts, again, is another thing soon since 2017. But supposedly it's actually really soon. They still have no users, nothing's happening on the blockchain yet. And I used to say nothing will ever happen, but now I got to admit, maybe someday something will actually happen. I can't believe they will ever get anywhere near Ethereum or even be a competitor. I mean, there will be other chains, right? I think Ethereum is the dominant chain for a long time, but there will be other chains with activity, and we see other chains with activity. Maybe someday Cardano actually has some activity on it. Maybe, and that's fine. Like, I don't care. I'm not trying to be, like, always right. I'm just trying to make money, right? So, and there are ways to make money that I'm not in. Cardano has been one of them. God bless all you Cardano people. You've made a lot of money, and maybe you're right and I'm wrong. But I still wouldn't get near this chubby guy. No offense. And he's fine. If I have a crypto dinner party and he's in town, I would love it if he came. Although I got some weird, I think it's this whole perfectionist thing. It bothers me. Okay. Stellar. Now, I loved Stellar in 2017, and it was the best performer, and for reasons, I don't know if anyone cares why I liked it in 2017. But, my love of Stellar ended right here. Right? Because I was following, and it was 2017. It was one of the only decentralized projects that was actually up and running. They were working with IBM. There was a lot. It was like real. Everything else was dreams. This was real. And like things they were doing, all this stuff. And then transactions started going up. And one problem I had, for those of you who were watching me, I was like, well, what? They got all these transactions, but what are they? What are they? And then look at this thing. It shot up to it was crazy growth. And I was like, and I kept saying in every video, but what are these transactions? We need to know what it is. If it's something that's of great value, then that's great. But what if all these transactions are just some scam? That's not good. And turned out it was a scam. And then they plummeted. And I don't know what this burst was, but still here, transactions are not growing rapidly. The other issue that changed, back in the day, in 2017, we took it on faith that the token will represent the value of the network. And that mostly does happen, but it sort of happened because networks have made effort to make it in the protocol that value accrues to the token. So like with Ethereum, when, I forgot the timestamp, Stellar. Shoot. When, now they have this, they just passed EIP 1559, where transactions burn Ethereum because that will accrue value to the token. You're going to have to lock up the token. Like, there's things built into the Ethereum protocol that will make the ETH protocol have value, and you need Ether in order to secure the network. And so value accrues to the Ether token. With Stellar, like, the XLM token is just needed in case someone tries to spam the network. It can have some cost to it, which makes spamming difficult. That's it. There's no mechanism to accrue high value to XLM. And in fact, if XLM had a really high value, it would sort of screw up the network. Well, not even, because you can use 0.000001 XLM per transaction. You need one. You need a little bit for every transaction. But so anyways, even if the network takes off, what's the value? There's no need for the XLM token. So that's why there's a video somewhere on my channel when I abandoned it, somewhere around here, I threw in the towel, said I'm done with this thing, right? But I was on it so big, and it was the number one performer in 2017, so people still are asking me about it. And then just looking through all their charts, I looked at this. Well, what is most of what's going on Stellar? It's mostly manage sell offer and manage buy offer. So people are putting in trades or something, and maybe this is something interesting. I don't know. Here we see some growth. No, that's transaction success rate. I mean, I don't see anything too exciting here. You know, payments up a little, not even really. It's like the same as 2019. This is not enough. This yellow, newly created assets, is going up. But I need to know more about that. Is that really a great sign? And like I said, then you got to figure out what's the value of XLM. So, not a big fan. Kyber. Okay, Kyber. You know, when I loved Kyber, I don't know, I think it was around here, you know, in 2019. The two biggest decentralized exchanges were Uniswap and Kyber. Like, they both had 40% market share. And Uniswap didn't have a token. So if you wanted, my thing is I like to be in the biggest and best. I love this page here, and I'll share the link. It shows the top decentralized exchanges based on the last 24 hours. By the way, PancakeSwap has really come back. In a crash, PancakeSwap like really went down a ton. I think, see, PancakeSwap has a ton of little guys. It's sort of like Moron Central, my guess is, you know, trading shit coins. And this was number one back in May. And then when everything crashed, it plummeted. And now it's back because we're back to like crazy times here. But meanwhile, Uniswap is still the biggest, right? You see, if you add these up, it's like 13 mil. PancakeSwap is 900. You got two more, you know, Heco chain. I don't even know what that is. But anyways, I want to be in the one that's the leader. So I'm in Uniswap. I used to be in Kyber because it was the leader. But then its volume was growing. I was getting very excited around here. It boomed up. And the funny thing is here, you see, well, it kept going up and up. But everything else, all these other exchanges, went up even faster. And Kyber now is like, Kyber who? Let's see if we can even find it here. Oh, so, where is it? I just saw it. Kyber DMM. It's, you know, they have 0.33% market share, right? It used to be 40%. So, what is Uniswap? Let's see, V3, V2. Uniswap is 30%. So Uniswap has gone from back in the day, Uniswap was 40% and Kyber was 40%. Now Uniswap is 30% market share, but Kyber is now 0.03%, or it was 0.3, whatever it was. It's like, and now look at the trend too, going down. So I don't like, this is not what I want to see. This is activity. This isn't price. This is volume on the network. That is not a good trend. So I would not hold it for that reason. I mean, end of story. All right. Okay. Now, someone asked about Tether. And let's talk a little bit about stablecoins. So, you know, the Tether is still the biggest. It's losing market share a lot to USDC and Binance. You know, DAI is coming up, but it's still, I mean, I wish this had total percentage of, does this one have? Now, I'd love to see total percentage of market cap. But anyways, here's the deal. For me, I only would be in a decentralized stablecoin. That is, so USDC is backed by fiat. So to me, it's a fiat coin. It is regulated, you know, by the government, the U.S. government. So it's pretty legal. Still, the U.S. government, you know, regulated means they have a right to come in and steal from it, right? The government. So I don't, regulated is not, you know, something that makes me think something's great, but it is less of a chance of being attacked than Tether. So Tether is not regulated. I don't think Tether is a scam. I believe that Tether has plenty of reserves, enough reserves to defend the peg, more than enough reserves to defend the peg. But just because it's not a scam and it has plenty of reserves doesn't mean the government won't attack it. And so I consider it very risky because it's one of those things you could wake up one morning and they attack it. You know, maybe they won't. I don't know, but, and I wouldn't put my money in it. and they've been losing market share now to USDC for one, and to several others. Binance is another one. I think when the government attacks, I'm making my video about, I believe the war has begun. This centralized money world wants to destroy the decentralized money world, and the decentralized money world is undestroyable. So we're in for battle coming. I would think that when that war heats up, they would love to hang CZ up by his toenails, and that would be BUSD. They would want to sort of F with that. Listen, this battle that the government, I think, is coming for, they may fail and these things may turn out to be fine, but I think you got to be very careful in a Tether and Binance, and long-term even USDC. And so DAI, and then I like DAI, but DAI is backed, I think, 60% by USDC, right? So these are all centralized coins, and it's the biggest market share. So this is actually an issue for crypto that concerns me, but there is some hope. So Terra USDC, I assume that is who's calling me? Let me pause this. I might need this. Okay, I'm back. So Terra USD, I think that's that UST on the Terra network that I've been saying I like. I like this one. And then I like Rye, which is just far away. So anyways, that's my thought on stablecoins. Okay, where are we going now? All right, next is Helium. Helium is interesting to me. So I actually have two friends who, and let's just look here. Well, I have two friends whose kids got into this Helium thing, bought the router, and making some money. One of them in New York City, and he was making money, and then all of a sudden, two neighbors got it. Now he's not making any money. Another one, actually, I didn't check in. I don't know how he's doing. You can go to this map here. I'll share these addresses, helium.place, and you can see how they're doing. I looked at Ann Arbor. I used to go to University of Michigan, and you see a lot of them are black. It means turned off. Kids must have left for the winter, and then they ended up turning off, and no one could reset it. Now, hot orange cow. No, I wanted Orange County. Let's just try Laguna Beach. So you put in where you can put your address, and so you can see someone here is making a little. Well, this is not. Here's a blue. This means, see over here, it shows you how much money, your reward scale. He's in the blue, 0.9. So this guy's making a little money. This one, 0.5, he's not making as much money. It's a thing of like how close somebody is to you can take away your business, and then how many people. So no one's really, okay, someone's kind of close to this person. Also, I don't know if this area is that crowded. This one, no one is that close to him. Not as close. It only goes a quarter of a mile. So it's this weird strategic thing that can change quickly. It's an interesting business. Well, one problem is getting the router. I was talking to my friend because I looked at where I live and I was like, I could make money if I stuck it in my house. If you order the Helium router right now, it's like 6 to 8 months before they deliver it. So that's one issue. Now, there's a lot of people making these Helium routers, I think, and that might be a whole thing, figuring out who has in stock and who can ship it to you and are they reliable. And then you get it and it works, but then, then all of a sudden people are your neighbors, but then you could go to places and, with the friends or businesses, hey, can I stick this thing here and I'll share the revenue with you. I mean, this could be a business if you're a scrappy kid, I think it's a cool project. Again, I'm not an expert on this thing, but it looks cool. The price is as well if you look at it from back here. But I remember my friend I was talking to him, so he was like, oh, this is cool. So he ordered the router here, and it shipped to him, and he got it here, right? So he started earning when the price was here. Imagine if he had got it 6 months later, but the shipping took 6 months, and so by the time he got it, he still had made some money, and he made more, made his money back, sort of break even. But now his neighbors have it, and he's not making money. So it's one of these things that's not, and also it's small dollars. I think the the Helium router was like $300, and then you can make him, he made his money back, but now he can't make any revenue because he doesn't have it in his house. Now you maybe you could be scrappy and find a new place to make it. I said maybe you should mail it to me. I'll put it in my place. But this ends up being a lot of work for what? You're gonna make $50, $100. I think there's opportunity for this thing in the long run, probably, possibly. But right now, it's not a no-brainer, and it looks like a fair amount of work for your money. So I think that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Those are the ones you wanted my opinions on. I hope you enjoy. Let me know your thoughts, your feedback. And again, these are not things that I follow every day. So if you have more and better info, share. There's other people who will see I'm talking about these, want to watch it. Maybe they'll read the comments and learn from you, right? So it's fun to tell me how stupid I am. But instead of only doing that, add value. Let us know your wisdom, Mr. Genius. Or are you just, upset when I say I don't like something and you like it? All right, everybody. Thanks for watching.